Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Have a nice day, my esteemed students, and welcome to a new lesson in English, lesson number 9. The title of this lesson is Pie Charts and Data. Pie charts and data. So in this lesson we'll talk about statistics and figures. Practice number A. Work in pairs. Look at the pie chart, then discuss the questions. This chart is called pie chart because it looks like the pie or a pie, and the pie is a cake. It is something looks like a cake. So this chart has the same shape as the cake, and it's called pie chart. So we will read it again. Work in pairs, look at the pie chart, then discuss the questions. And on the top of the chart we have Redwood University, and inside it we have 25% engineering, 25% mathematics, and 50% chemistry. We have 3 statistics. The first one is engineering, the second mathematics, and the third one chemistry. As we notice, the chemistry is the double of mathematics, and it's at the same time it has 50%, whereas engineering and mathematics has the other half. Number 1. How many sectors of university student or study are shown? Here we have 3. We have 3 university studies. We have 3 sectors. The first one is engineering, the second is maths, and the third one is chemistry. We have 3 sectors of university study or field. Number 2. What percentage of students are studying engineering? What percentage of students are studying engineering? We can see that clearly, yes, in the chart. So the percentage of the students who are studying engineering, the percentage is 25%. 25%. And it's written here, 25%. Number 3, think of another way of saying how many students are studying mathematics without using a percentage. Here we can use some words without saying figures or numbers, like saying a quarter, 1/4, 1/4. Yeah. So here, if we want to replace figures or numbers, we can say 1/4 instead of 25%. We can see here also 1/4, and we can see 1/2 or half instead of 50%. Number 4. Which subject accounts for the largest number of students? Which subject accounts for the largest number of students? Sure, it's chemistry. Of course, chemistry, because it has 50%, the half of the total. Here are the answers. You can write down them in your copybook, my students. Now let's do something else. Practice number B. Professor Abdul Rahim is preparing a talk about changes in employment in his country. Look at the pie charts he has made to illustrate his talk. Then complete his lecture's notes with the information shown. Here we have to get some information. Some information from the pie chart, and we put these the information in the spaces inside this text. Let's read the text. In 1995, we can see that service jobs, including tourism, were not very important. They accounted for only, 5.5%. 5.5%. It's shown here in this sector. They accounted for only 5.5% of total employment. But from the second chart, we can see that this sector has grown rapidly. It now accounts for 22% of employment. We can notice that here, the services, 22% nowadays. The second paragraph. The oil and gas industry, however, has remained stable during the same period. In 1995, the number of people employed was 38.5% of the total, and today the figure is nearly the same at 39.5%. What about the construction industry? That has increased from 1970 or 1870 and 1985 to 25.3% today. A market increase. Fishing and other traditional industries have declined. The percentage has fallen from 38 to only 13.2% today, about a third of the 1995 percentage. After reading it, using these two pie charts, we can see the answers. The first one, 5.5%. The second one, accounts. Third, 22%. Then we have 38.5%. 39.5% in number 5, and after that we have increased, then 25.3%, number 8 fallen, or we can say declined, gone down, etc., and finally 13.2%. Now practice number C. Read the rest of the professor's talk. Complete the pie chart based on the information in the talk. Here we have to do another thing. We have to write, and after that we can make a pie chart. Now let's have a look at future trends in employment. Have a look at this pie chart here. Over the next 20 or 30 years, I expect service industry will continue to grow rapidly. By the year 2030, the number of people employed in these industries will have increased to 34%. The traditional industries, on the other hand, like fishing, farming, and boat building, will continue to fall, but rather more slowly than before. By 2030, I expect the percentage figure will have fallen to 9%. The oil and gas industry has, I believe, peaked with regard to the numbers of people employed. Increasing automation of the industry will mean that fewer and fewer people will be needed. I expect that by 2030, the percentage will have gone down to 24%. However, the construction industry will continue to boom, reflecting the expected growth in population and the need for new housing. The number of people employed in construction will probably have risen to 33%, about a third of the total workforce. After reading this text, we can elicit some information to draw a pie chart. Yes, we can get these pieces of information. Pie chart should show the date 2030 because all the text Mr. or Professor was talking about this date, I mean 2030. So here this pie chart should show the date 2030, and the following divisions and percentages will be as follows. Services 34%. So the services sector is 34%. Traditional industries is 9%. Oil and gas 24%. Construction 33%. If we add 34 plus 9 plus 24 plus 33, so the total is 100%. You can draw this chart or pie chart yourselves, my esteemed students, after dividing it. Now let's do something else in our book or our workbook. Let's do exercise number 8 on page number 23. Number 8 says, look at the bar chart, then answer these questions. Bar chart. Here, this chart is different from the previous one. We have number of major floods in Europe, America, and Asia. On the left, we have 0, 175, 350. And we have here in the down at we have 1950 till 1959. We have here a decade. What is the meaning of decade? Every 10 years is one decade, and we have another decade according to time till 1999. And we have 4 questions. Number 1, which continent has the worst flooding problem? Yes, we can see here the answer is Asia. Why? Because here Asia has a long bar, also here the same thing, and in all the previous decades. So Asia has the worst flooding problem. Number 2, what has been the general trend since 1950? There has been more flooding. There has been more flooding. Yeah. Number 3, describe what the chart tells you about floods in Europe in the periods 1950 till 1959 and between these two periods 1960 and 1969. We can say there were less floods in Europe during the previous period from 1960 till 1969 than there were the previous decade. So I will repeat. There were less floods in Europe from 1960 to 1969 than there were the previous decade, I mean 1950 till 1959. You can see it here. So this part is greater than that or this part. And number 4, write 3 more sentences about what you have observed, what you have seen from the chart. You can do this task yourselves, my students, because it's so easy after we have discussed the chart. And by reaching this point, we can conclude our lesson for today. At this point, I have to say to everybody of you, see you later and goodbye.